Hello, people. Hello, martinpavey here. Welcome back to the channel. Different view for you today. It's been absolutely bucketing it down with rain, and no, I don't have these paintings. These are my paintings, displayed like this normally, because I'm going to be hanging them. So I thought I'd give you a sneak preview. I've got a different video for you today, but before we go into it, please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. Here's the real truth. There are many times that I don't really know what I'm doing. There are times that I can feel very lost. I think we all can, can't we? That life feels very confusing and it can feel quite hopeless at times, that things just don't make sense and you want to make progress, but you're frightened or uncertain and you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. We all experience it. But if you're really wanting to do something meaningful in your life, it's a very difficult thing to negotiate, because there are no answers, no definitive answers. You know, you have to find your way. I'm actually just going to bring you a little bit. Here we go. Let's do this. It's nice. Bit closer, bit more intimate. Because we all have these fears. We all have these thoughts and we all experience them. And a couple of things have happened recently with various people that I'm really, really close with, and believe that I trust, but they've said particular things and I just think, well, no, that's not fair. That's not right. And it can feel really sort of disenfranchising and disappointing to hear things coming out of people's mouths when they don't understand and haven't taken the time to actually find out what they're talking about before launching into assumption. And I don't think that any of us actually are immune from making assumptions about people's lives, about the way of the world. And what I strive for in all of these videos that I'm doing and everything that I put out on social media, I'm always striving for the truth, no matter how uncomfortable that might be. I just had my family staying with me, my parents. And there are a lot of things that I realized through it. And one of them is, no matter how hard you may try to shape people's opinions, not even that, try and make people understand your point of view, you're never going to. Because nobody can fully appreciate anybody else's perspective on the truth. Because it's a real deceptive trick to, when you hear, oh, my truth. No, no. But people don't want to abandon their viewpoints. They will hold to them and protect them and try and justify them to the nth degree. They will go as far as they possibly can to defend their point of view, even if it means that peaceful relationships aren't possible. And your responsibility as a human being is to actually not react, but to respond in a healthy way that is healthy to you, to everything that comes at you. But I can't lie, it's not easy. It's really not. And it can feel really disheartening when people that you're really, really close with and that you have a special relationship with just fall to the level of, superficiality, of making really easy comments and say, oh, you're lucky because of this. And what I've found is 99% of the time, when somebody says, oh, the thing is, Martin, you've got a really, really easy life. You're really privileged, and if you only knew what all of the other people that I know are going through, it's all surface. It's all really, really surface. And I've experienced this a lot, where people have been unbelievably judgmental and critical of me without ever knowing the circumstances of my background. And this is not an oh woe is me. I don't need to pull a violin off from the side of the screen. I don't need to do that. But nobody really knows. And people are perfectly happy to provide value judgments on your life without knowing the first fucking thing about who you are, what you've been through, and most importantly, actually, what you've overcome. I've overcome a huge amount of adversity that basically nobody other than my family knows, what I've been through. But people are still perfectly happy to criticize, because we all have our prejudices, we all have our judgments, we all have our preconceived notions about the world, but aren't willing to suspend our egos, even for a moment, to pause and think, oh, well, actually, how much do I know about this person? What do I know about this person? And the truth is, I've always been a really fantastic listener. And be honest here, in a voyeuristic kind of way, I've always perused and observed, what people have said, because I want to learn. I've never ever used anything that I've learned to manipulate anybody. I've always just been fascinated about human nature, and I want to learn. I want to know what the actual truth of the world is. And I think that if you do that, if you're the kind of person to do that, and it's worth it, despite the the slings and arrows that you'll have thrown at you, I think if you're that kind of person, I think that people can tell that you're listening and you're paying attention, you're being attentive. And I think people feel very, very threatened by that. I think they feel resentful about that, I'm afraid. And I don't want to live that kind of life. I want to live a kind of life, and I want you to live a kind of life where you're really open and honest, you develop yourself, you understand that the world is a complicated place full of pitfalls and struggles and challenges, but to be able to actually negotiate that and to come out the other side of the tunnel and realize that it genuinely doesn't matter what people think of you. That's what I want. And I think that's a noble goal, to pursue the truth no matter what. And you're going to come up against a lot of resistance from people who purport to support you. It can be very, very humbling and very, very upsetting when you realize that the people who say endlessly that they care about you can behave in really abhorrent, repugnant, and unpleasant ways. It's really eye-opening. But what you do also have to remember at the same time is that people don't want the truth. People don't want peacefulness. And people don't want to admit that they've trampled over you. They don't want to admit it. It would require some culpability, some responsibility, and seriously, some humility on their part. So whenever you're feeling hopeless, understand what you've overcome. Understand that you're still here, that you're still alive, and that there's an opportunity for you from this point where you feel hopeless to grow further. The devil makes work for idle hands. And when you're in a moment of feeling hopeless and where you feel despair, remember that despair is the final refuge of the ego. When you feel that, it means that you're fighting the fires. It means that you have already made progress that you need to thank yourself for and congratulate yourself for. And remember that it is always darkest before the dawn, before the rebirth, before the breakthrough. So my advice to you is don't stop. Keep going. Believe in yourself. Honor and value yourself. And be committed to the truth. Thank you very much. God bless you. Keep going. You're doing really well. You're still here. You're still alive. And there's every chance in the world of you having what you want. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey, I really appreciate you being here. I really do. I surpassed 30 followers. I'm really, really happy. I really appreciate every single one of you who supports this channel, who comments, who likes the posts in the community, who interacts. It really means a lot to me, actually. It really means a lot. And you're all very, very special and precious to me. Thank you very much. See you on the next video. Ciao for now.